Here we are, O2 in Bristol. I'm joined with Blake from Huntress. How are you?
Fantastic, man.
Excellent. Enjoyed the tour?
It's insane. Yeah, it's been incredible.
It's been quite a ram-packed tour as well, hasn't it? Because you've done first part of Europe, then over into the UK. Tonight's the final night as well, I believe, of the UK leg of the tour.
Yeah, this is the final night of the whole Lamb of God trip for us, which has been a long one because we just came off the US with them too. So sad goodbyes.
So what happens after tonight?
We go and do 6 shows between the Netherlands and Germany.
Yep.
And fly home and start banging our heads against the wall and trying to make another record.
So it's quite really Huntress, a very, very young band. Really, if you consider what you guys have done in 3 years,
Yeah.
a lot of bands would still be at a low level, but Huntress are way up there.
We fought our asses off, man, and to release 2 records in 2 years is hard, you know. The going rate is every 2 or 3 years for a record, you know, and we're trying to get our 3rd one out in this 3rd year, you know. We want to do it like Priest did it, man.
Yeah,
You know.
that's it. That's the hard work. You're showing that you're a band that isn't going to sit by the wayside. Release an album every sort of couple of years, but also at the same time you're fighting still to make your name out there with people who haven't heard you. Obviously you've gained a lot of fans from the Lamb of God fans over this tour anyway, so
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know if people's pace is because they take longer to write or they take more time to relax. I think it's mostly a time off thing, which we just haven't afforded ourselves. We just haven't taken a minute off, you know. Like, if I take a weekend without thinking about all the business behind this band and trying to write, it's insanely rare, and I feel bad about it, you know. And there's just too much to do, and I think both between our inspiration and our you know, our mind frame and the climate of the music business now, we just feel like it's the way to do it, you know. And we all want to be able to live off of this, which we can't, you know. I make maybe enough money while touring to pay rent for a month when I get home.
yeah.
And then that doesn't help that much, you know. And so we all work, we go back to work and then work our 8-hour jobs every day and then go home and try and do the writing. And I want to just be able to be a writer, you know. And so by touring all the time means I don't have time to work. And by writing and being in the studio all the time, I mean, we're trying to make it happen and as aggressively as we can, you know?
Yeah, excellent. So when it comes to putting pen to paper, what makes those words flow from you? Is it something which you've noticed happen throughout the day, or something which has affected you personally? How does that inspiration...
You're talking about lyrical content?
Yeah.
Well, Jill gets the lyrical content credit.
Yeah.
She is... And she's weird about it too, man. She goes literally into trance and comes back. It doesn't let anybody really around her, and she's not really pleasant to be around in the moment anyway.
Yeah.
And comes out with weird scribblings that aren't even like her handwriting, you know. Her handwriting's very girly and nice and kept, but when she comes out with these lyric sheets, it looks like scribbled by a full fist on a left hand, you know. So she's a trip. You know, now some of the lyrics come in different ways, but the bulk of the stuff and all of my favorite content, the really like inspired out there stuff, comes that way. I mean, obviously there's a song that Lemmy penned the lyrics for, and a couple others that are a little bit more of this world, but she's out there, man.
She is a very powerful, highly talented, very intellectual woman.
Yeah.
As well. Everything which has been written out on the internet, everything which you try to discover about Jill, she's always come across as that one step before anyone can write it. She's like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
She's got a very powerful image as well. Looking at the photographs, obviously the publicity shots which have been taken, she's almost like a force not to be reckoned with.
Oh, she's a freak. And especially on stage, it's like, I'll never forget these, when we played in Belgium the first time ever, these two guys came up and they said, "Those eyes, they're so scary. Please don't hurt me." Because she's terrifying, man, and she's the real deal. And she switches gears. She goes into a whole nother vibe, you know. She's really quite sweet and mellow when she's not on stage. You know?
Was she like that before? Is there a certain point before you're due to hit the stage where she would just completely bring her ultimate persona out and everyone needs to leave her alone?
She used to.
Yeah?
But she's gotten a lot better at flipping the switch.
Yeah.
She's come so far over the last 2 or 3 years of touring. I mean, we all have. We've gotten so much better at our instruments, at playing together, touring together, living together, setting up together, breaking down together, sleeping together, performing together, and the same with her and her performance is better than ever, and as it should be. But it's top notch, you know, and it's cool that she's achieving that without having to really psych herself out too much anymore, you know. I think that's the best thing about this aggressive pace we've taken is learning how to perform.
Yeah.
And getting better at it, you know. Now she's snaps into it and knocks it out of the park. You know?
Brilliant. So obviously you're looking at another album, trying to get another album out this year, which they said would be 3 years, 3 albums. Is that a pattern which you're looking at following, or will you go 3 years, 3 albums, take a bit of a break?
I think that's more likely the case. You know, there's a trilogy behind these albums and a real, like, feeling of unity between the three, I think. And they're the 3 that were with our current record label, and it's just like it feels right to do it that way. After that, I'm gonna need a break, or I'm gonna jump off a bridge, and hopefully we'll be afforded a minute to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm already set up pretty much. Is Carl up yet? Okay. Sorry.
So, no, that's fine. It's just.
Man, it's so funny. I have so many hobbies that it makes me crazy, you know? Like I like to work on motorcycles and my van when I'm at home. I have a 79 GMC like custom van. It's, you know, it's got like a couch and a bed in the back and a sink and an ice chest, and it's all wood paneled and like cool upholstery. And man, ever since I took this band to this band got to that next level, it's been like just falling apart. It's getting scratched and dirty, and the upholstery's starting to fall apart, and the stereo got stolen and I haven't replaced it, and it's just kind of falling back into a creep van instead of being like a glory machine. But you know, my bike is kind of sputters. I needed to, you know, adjust the carburetors, but I'm like, it's fine, I just got to go to work. And I got a little fat bulldog who's like my favorite little monster in the world, and I get to hang out with him, and I love reading and listening to music, and I have a day job that I work 50 hours a week also when I'm at home. It's just so much to do. I wish I could do it all more.
You work 50 hours a week. What do you do then? What's your main line of work?
Landscaping.
Really?
Yeah, and garden maintenance.
Wow.
50 hours anymore is an exaggeration because the time has been sucked out of me. But before we really got going, that's how much I was working. Yeah. But now it's just as much as I can cram in.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So obviously being on the road quite a bit, obviously you mentioned your little dog, and do you often sort of like, you carry photographs with you and stuff like that, but has there ever been a sort of time when you've gone, I really need to get a webcam up or something like that, I need to see the folks back home for a short while?
You know, most of the guys do that. I get on the phone a little bit, and it's nice, but I live real close to my family. I work with my family, and so we do pretty well with a month apart. And then because it's saturated when I am back home,
yeah.
You know. So, but it's tough, man. Mostly I miss my bed, but it's been in storage for 3 years. I have a big old Cal King bed because I'm 6'4", which is too tall for most beds.
Yeah.
And so I have this perfect mattress that fits me, and I was so excited when I was 25 and finally got it. And then I slept in it for 2 years, and now it's been standing in storage, and I have to cram into rental rooms and furnished beds and vans. That's what I miss the most, I think.
As I say, it's these tour buses, they're not exactly built for tall people, really, are they?
And I'm not in a tour bus, we're in a little Ford Transit splitter van, so in the cheapest hotels we can get our hands on, and with those beds are not big.
Another thing as well, obviously 2014 you got a couple of festivals lined up. There's the Grass Pop,
Rock am Ring, Nova Rock,
Nova Rock, and
Download.
which was announced just this week or just later part of last week as well.
Yeah.
Obviously the sacred grounds of heavy metal here in the UK.
And we got to do it last year, and they asked us back a second time. It's just unreal.
What was the experience like when you walked out onto the stage, Download, first time to see everyone?
It's probably the loudest audience we've ever played to. I mean, we finish a song and you hear that crowd, you're like, there's a chill, like, whoa, that's insane. I mean, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I've enjoyed the first 2 albums.
Great.
Been absolutely mind-blowing. Really looking forward to hearing what's been pulled out for the 3rd album within the trilogy.
Yeah.
Looking forward to tonight as well. I've been waiting for this since about November of last year.
Hell yeah.
Waiting for this night to happen. So, Blake, it's been an absolute honour.
Thanks for the
Thank
pleasure.
you so much.
Yeah, man.
And hopefully we'll see you again very, very soon.
Look forward to it, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you.
you.